Hey YouTube, welcome to the Jon-Bon workshop. I'm John. Today I'm going to turn my unorganized workbench from this into this. I took my organizer boxes and I put them in sliding trays. Now it's much easier to get to my fasteners. If you want to see how I did this, well, it's your lucky day because I left my video camera running the whole time so I could show you. Stick around. To get started, first thing we need to do is take a measurement of our organizer box, because we're going to make a drawer to fit this exact size so that it sits down inside the drawer. We'll need two of them because I'm going to put two of them in this area right here. And when I get done, I'm going to face frame it to fill up any area in here that needs to be filled to make it nice and clean. All right, one more thing before we get started. I don't see a whole lot of point in sharing exact dimensions of the stuff I'm building because my organizer boxes aren't the same as yours, and my space that I'm putting this cabinet isn't going to be the same as yours. So, I mean, you would just have to adjust all that for your own use. My boxes just happen to be 13.5 by 18, and that's 2 inches tall. That's my organizer boxes sit in those just perfect. I can get to the latches, so it's going to work out great. When I put my drawers together, I'm going to be using a finger joint. Some people call them box joints. That's completely unnecessary. A simple butt joint and glue would work for this with the amount of weight we're going to be putting in these storage bins. If anybody's interested in making finger joints, leave it in the comments below and I'll make a video of how to make a jig to make finger joints. All right, well, we got all of both of our drawers, the joints cut in them. They look pretty good for that jig's first time out. And it's actually pretty cool to use. It's better than my last jig that I had made. Anyway, now we're gonna write a 1/4 inch groove all the way around the bottoms of the drawers and cut some drawer bottoms, and then I'll be back and we'll put them together. I got my boards here, my fronts and backs. I got a mark for orientation, so I know where I want the slot cut. I'm just gonna run through here so I can get my bottoms put in. 1/4 inch groove for my 1/4 inch drawer bottom. Here I'm gluing up drawers using a glue brush, which makes it a lot easier to get the glue in the joints. Then I use a small framing square to check for squareness, and a bar clamp to make adjustments by clamping diagonal where needed. Then I use a pin nailer to nail through the finger joints to hold it until the glue dries. Those put together, as you can see, fits right in there, so looking good. Here I've cut all the parts for my cabinet enclosure. The length of the side pieces were cut slightly longer than the length of the drawer slides, and the height was basically the height of the opening in my workbench. I cut 4 cross pieces that were glued and finish nailed to the tops and bottoms of the side pieces. These could have just been solid pieces, but I was just using up some scrap plywood and this worked just fine. I determined the height to install my drawer slides by evenly spacing my drawers in the opening. Then I cut a scrap piece of plywood to hold the drawer slide at the proper height, clamped it, and drove the screws in to secure it. Then repeated the other side. I shimmed the bottom of the drawer slides up 1/4 inch from the bottom of the cabinet and secured them with screws as well. After marking the center line on the sides of the drawers, the inner part of the slides were mounted with screws. Hey, I'd like to take just a second to talk about today's sponsor. That'd be me. I'm the creator of this brand new channel that's doing my very best to create quality DIY content for you all to enjoy. So, if you're enjoying yourself, even just a little bit, click like and subscribe below, and thank you. I'm going to trim this out here, put some drawer fronts on it. I'm thinking because I'm going to enclose all of this, I'm thinking put a couple spots here to mount some of the clamps that I use most. And I was thinking maybe a paper towel holder here on the top. I'm using 3/4 MDF for the face frame and the drawer fronts, and I'm cutting the face frame out with the track saw and finishing the cut with the jigsaw.
So most of the stuff that he does is inspired by me. I create a lot of ideas for him to do, but not everything. At least housewives. Not this stuff. That's all I do.
Here, I'm cleaning up the inside cut with the sander, and I use a hand router to put a chamfer on all the edges to make a clean appearance. Then I use glue and finish nails to secure it in place. I glue and clamp the drawer fronts, then secure them with screws from the inside the drawers for good measure. Then I fill the nail holes with wood filler and do some final sanding to get it ready for painting. Alright everybody, I guess that's it for this video. I did get my clamps mounted on here, but I guess that paper towel holder might have to come a little later. If you liked the video, hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.